Does India's honest Prime Minister have a defense? The word honest is very important because that's the one thing Dr. Manmohan Singh has prided himself for. He's come under scathing criticism. In his first innings in politics as Finance Minister, if anybody, let alone the Supreme Court, had said anything remotely close to what the Supreme Court, the highest court in the land, has said about the Prime Minister today, I can guarantee the Prime Minister would have gone, stepped down and said, I will not continue. This is too much. Does he have a defense? Joining us on the show this evening is Prashant Bhushan, senior Supreme Court lawyer, who's also fighting this case. And Paranjoy Goa Thakurta joins us in the studio. And I want to tell our viewers, these two gentlemen have had a very big role to play in bringing down Mr. Raja and taking this battle ahead legally and ensuring that some action comes out of all the reportage that's been happening in the media. Vinod Sharma is the political editor of the Hindustan Times, and with us also Sandeep Bamzai, Headlines Today senior editor. I come to you, Mr. Bhushan, first, as someone who's fighting this case, seeing what's happening in the Supreme Court, listening to the sort of observations that the Supreme Court has made against our Prime Minister. Does the Prime Minister have a defense? The court wants to know, why was the Prime Minister silent for 15 months? Why no action was taken? And it says that the silence is troubling. The Supreme Court is troubled. Does the Prime Minister have a defense, sir?
No, you see, the Prime Minister's possible defense was laid out by the Solicitor General today. He said that, well, took the Prime Minister some time to think, some reasonable time to think, by which time the CBI investigation had started, so he wanted to await the CBI investigation. But the point is that the CBI investigation started more than 11 months after the application of Mr. Swamy. And why didn't the Prime Minister take a decision within those 11 months? You see, we are now seeing a pattern in all these things. In Commonwealth Games, in other scam, in this 2G scam. The Prime Minister acts only when the matter becomes a public scandal.
Oh, absolutely. Mr. Bhushan, give me a moment. I want to take our viewers to the pictures we've got on our screen at this time. These are latest pictures coming from the Chennai airport. A. Raja, the former telecom minister, has just landed in Chennai. He's been welcomed. He's been given a rousing reception. The airport is chock-a-block with supporters of the DMK. You can see it in the pictures. Paranjoy, they're smiling, they're clapping, they're waving their hands. They are receiving a hero. Look at A. Raja, you can see him. Acknowledge their applause. Here's not a person who believes that he's defrauded this nation, looted 1.76 lakh crore rupees. Here's a man who's come back to a hero's reception. How do you explain this?
You know, I am very frankly shocked and appalled that Mr. Raja, his mentor Mr. Karunanidhi, have chosen to act in a completely brazen manner. The question you earlier asked, Mr. Prashant Bhushan, the question is, it's no longer in the realm of, speculation, no leaked reports, no journalistic speculation. The Controller and Auditor General's report, which has been presented in Parliament, clearly mentions that Mr. Raja time and again flouted what the Prime Minister had explicitly told him in far as the allocation of second generation spectrum is concerned. And yet this man kept invoking the name of the Prime Minister to say the Prime Minister is in the know. So clearly somebody was not telling the truth, and that that lie has to be nailed, because you're not dealing with any old scandal. You're dealing with India's biggest scandal. Let's be clear. I mean, in no scandal has such a huge amount of money been involved. I mean, there's just no doubt about it. And I think what we are now seeing is where do we go now from here? Will those licenses that have been issued in illegal manner, will they be cancelled? Will the government then try and recover some money?
I'm coming to that.